Okay, so I've done this for about 30 minutes, and the animals are very comfortable with the fact that I'm here because they're here. And that sometimes happens after about 15 minutes of sitting still. And if you do this, kind of sit in a nature spot for a cumulative amount of time that is about 2 hours every week, put together, not all at once, unless you want to. Well, basically, it helps your body release stress, and it helps you be able to think better and stay calm better. And it literally will wake up your immune system and you'll get sick less. That has been proven in actual scientific studies. So I went ahead and took the time to journal. You can journal or you can't choose not to journal if you want. Really just the time in nature is what does the trick. But I chose to journal my thoughts today, and so that I would remember them enough to be able to share them with you. And so this is just an example of what comes out of my brain when I'm sitting and thinking. So you can understand when you're sitting and you have random thoughts come up. Well, it happens. So I just started by writing down what I heard or what my senses were bringing to me. And without a journal, that's what you do. You just kind of like think about what you're sensing around you to start off. So I heard a gently moving big who knows what, but I saw it was very tall and bulky, and it was like in the distance it was moving away from me, and very slowly. And I was like, okay, that's good. That's a good thing. And it was probably a deer. I saw 2 doves, I saw 2 woodpeckers, I saw a cardinal, I saw blue jays, I heard geese, I saw a robin. There was a gray squirrel and a red squirrel with rich sienna, dark coloration. Something went bloop in the creek nearby me at the beginning of the session. And then it went bloop again at the end. And actually, as I was preparing to do this, it went bloop again. And I don't know what it was. I don't know what the other kinds of birds were that were flitting around. And it made the forest kind of seem crowded, but I didn't know what they were, and that's okay. I think the not knowing was part of the lesson, and it's okay. I love the presence of the big boulders that are over here. See them underneath? I love that. And I love how clear the water is. There's like moss and lichens on everything, and the water, I mean, even though there is a film on it, you can see through it to the bottom, which is pretty cool in an urban area. I did drive out a bit, but it's okay. I loved the little hints of a cool breeze that I felt on my temple. The birds really were poking around in the trunks and on the ground cover for bugs. And the squirrels had little like running matches of tag nearby, and that all told me that I was safe the whole time. Because if there'd been a threat, they would basically leave, or they would be quiet very suddenly. And I think the safety of all that allowed me to let go of some things. So just like the muscles on the back of my head back here were kind of twitching, and it wasn't a bad twitch. It was actually, it felt like something was being let go. So that was kind of interesting. And that's the end of my journal entry. That's when I was like, okay, I've got what I need. out of this nature therapy session, and it's time for me to make my way back to the car, maybe find something to eat, and then go on with the rest of my day. And that's an example of how you can process what does happen, what you do notice during a sit spot in nature. Have a happy weekend, and I hope you get to try this someday.